Welcome to The Heart of Health Live. There's a place for modern medicine in your life. Learn to use it correctly by getting your toughest questions answered on today's broadcast. Discover modern medicine's strengths and weaknesses. Lifestyle medicine opens the door to optimum health and healing. How you live and what you eat can profoundly affect mind and body. Learn simple solutions to complex problems. God provides the ultimate healing we all desire. He wants us healthy and happy. We just need to understand His plan for our lives and live accordingly. And now, live from Studio 1A in Chattanooga, Tennessee, here's your Heart of Health host, Dr. James Marcum.
Welcome, everybody. I'm glad you joined us once again on Heart of Health Live, where you are the program. And if you want to get a hold of us, it's 855-644-3278. And several people have written in and told me that I've been slumping over too much in my chair and I don't demonstrate good posture. So tonight you'll notice I'm sitting up very straight. I have a secret that I'll share with you sometime other than this about how I'm sitting up straight, but I want to thank you for joining us. Tonight we have a great topic. In fact, we're going to answer questions from whatever medical area you want to ask. We have Dr. Sandin here with us. She's an emergency room family medical physician, and I'm going to answer questions on heart disease and diet and anything you want to ask. You can give us a call tonight. We're going to do our best to answer. 855-644-3278. And if we don't have the answer right away, we're going to write it down and we're going to get back to you with the answer. Another thing that we want to offer, my new book is out across the country. It's Medicines That Kill. And if you're one of our callers tonight, we're going to have a drawing. And one of our producers, Nick Evanson, is going to give out one of these. If you'll leave your email, you don't even have to come on live. You can just give us a call, leave your name in for a drawing of this book, and we'll send out one of these this evening. Now, ways you can get a hold of us. You can get a hold of us on Facebook. Be one of our Facebook friends. Those numbers are increasing every week. Or you can join us on our website. That's heartwiseministries.org. Tonight, we're going to be answering whatever question comes to your mind. If you want some good health advice, we don't sell a product. We don't have any snake oil out here. We just want to give good information to you, help you. We want to serve you so you can have your questions answered. Right after this break, we're going to introduce Dr. Sandin. We're waiting for your calls, 855-644-3278. You're watching The Heart of Health Live.
The Heart of Health Live will return in just a moment.
The Heart of Health Live is brought to you by Heartwise Ministries.
Hello, I'm Dr. Tim Jennings with your Mental Health Minute. Whether you call it wacky tobacco, ganja, pot, or marijuana, the impact it has on your brain is not good. New research by Dr. Madeline Meyer from Duke University documents that adolescents who smoke marijuana before the age of 18 experience an 8-point drop in IQ scores that persist well into adulthood. And quitting did not fully restore intellectual functioning. This drop is significant as the average person has an IQ of 100, placing them at the 50th percentile for intelligence. A drop in 8 points would place the person at the 29th percentile for intelligence. This dramatically reduces one's ability to succeed later in life. Other research documents that those who smoke marijuana have higher rates of psychosis and the risk increases with greater use. To be smart requires a healthy brain, so be smart. Say nope to the dope.
To learn more about mental health, visit comeandreason.com.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's one every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
I'm Dr. James Marcum, and I talk to patients every day who want to know the truth in healthcare. On our website, heartwiseministries.org, you can have your questions answered. You can read my blog where I talk about interesting and controversial subjects in medicine. You might choose to go to the radio or television sections and learn more about all sorts of health topics. take the time and go to heartwiseministries.org.
Medicines That Kill from cardiologist Dr. James Marcum is now available. In his newest book, Dr. Marcum explains why he believes that medications may very well be the #1 cause of death in America. Medicines That Kill uncovers the hidden risks associated with modern pharmaceuticals and outlines the biblical plan for physical and spiritual health. To find out how to get your copy, visit our website at heartwiseministries.org or call us toll-free at 855-644-3278.
You've got questions, we've got answers on the Heart of Health Live. Welcome back.
Welcome back. I'm glad you joined us on Heart of Health Live. We're answering all questions. This is Open Lines World, so anyone that's listening out there in the world can give us a call. We're going to do our best. We have two healers here. They're going to try to answer your questions. And I want to introduce to everyone Dr. Sandin. Did I say it right?
Sandin.
Sandin, like Sandin, not Sandine, Sandin.
Well, the old Swedish is Sandin, but
Okay.
when we came to America, it's Sandin.
Okay, and what got you interested in medicine? Would you always want to be a doctor, or did you just sort
From
of?
the age of 6, I wanted to be a doctor.
Okay.
My dad was my influence.
Okay.
He was a family physician, and I followed him around in a small town and just fell in love with it from a young age.
And family physicians treat just about everyone. They used to have saying from womb to tomb.
Yes, he was definitely from a womb to a tomb physician.
And you're doing some emergency room medicine now?
At this point, I'm doing emergency room medicine, yes.
Okay, and how's that going?
It's going very well.
Okay.
I like my hours, and I like the patient clientele
Well,
that
I
treat.
got some interesting stats about the emergency room, and you can, if you disagree with this, you can let me know. Michael Bell, our producer, gave me these, so if they're wrong, we'll blame him, okay?
Okay.
It says, overall, patients spend an average of 3.2 hours on visits to the emergency room. Would you say that?
I would say that that's true. It's not as fast as people think it is in the
Okay.
emergency room.
So it's, okay. 31%, almost a third, involve illicit drug use.
Yes.
Okay. And which ones do you see quite a bit of? Which
For
illicit
the,
drugs?
Which
yeah.
illicit drugs?
Yeah.
A lot of the narcotics,
Okay.
your hydrocodone, oxycodone overuse on those.
Okay.
And then marijuana is a big used drug in this area.
Okay. And here's another one. I didn't realize that 1/3 of drug-related visits to the emergency room involve alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people are still drinking a lot of things. Well, hey, we have some calls coming in. And I don't see the name on all these, but someone had a question about fats. So if you had a question about healthy fats, you're on the air with Dr. Sandin.
Hello,
Hello, what's your
Hello.
name?
my name is Joanne.
Joanne, where are you calling from, Joanne?
I'm calling from Mirror, Alberta, Canada.
Okay, well go ahead. You're on Heart of Health Live.
Yeah, I want to ask you if healthy fats like avocados, nuts, olives, and that type of thing, do they clog the arteries if you're a vegetarian?
Okay.
Well, I would say that any fat in overuse could be harmful, but plant-based fats such as nuts and avocado, if eaten in their raw state, have a lot of fiber, and the fat is digested naturally in your body and it does not leave as much of an effect as some of your animal product fats.
Mm-hmm.
And Roberta, unfortunately in heart disease, also we see people eating much more fat than they need.
Yes.
In North America, people average up to 30 to 40% of their total calories in fat, where they don't need that at all, do they?
No, they need down about 10% of their
Yeah.
total calories in fat.
So I would dare say if you eat the healthy fats at a low quantity, that's actually going to be good for you.
As I was always taught, a handful of nuts, small handful, that's not 2 hands, but a small handful of nuts a day is plenty. That's all the fat you need.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you for calling us.
You're welcome.
Okay. The next call we have, Dr. Sandin, is from Snow in England. Hello?
Hello?
You're on Heart of Health Live, Snow.
Yes. I'm phoning on behalf of my daughter, who has got very serious gynecological issues concerning dysmenorrhea, very painful periods, very heavy periods, this sort of thing. And she's been treated by her doctor, who has been giving her synthetic hormones, and she has a sensitivity to these hormones. So I was wondering if there is any natural product that you can recommend that might be useful in such a situation.
Well, I don't know the exact situation she's had. Just briefly from what you've told me, I can tell you what has worked in some of my patients when I was in a private clinic setting and had a few patients similar to yours. They were not able to tolerate the hormonal therapy, and we did try some diet reworking and decreasing the amount of animal products that they were eating and going more towards a plant-based diet. And I've gotten some of that research and treatment-wise from Dr. Neil Barnard. He has a book out called Foods That Fight Pain, and using your nutrition to help overcome some of the disease processes that we have, or some of the diseases or illnesses that cause a lot of pain. Dysmenorrhea or painful periods being one of them. And I've got very good results in my patients. One, they felt better. Two, their periods normalized out. They weren't as heavy. They had decreased cramping and decreased mood swings during their periods by changing to a plant-based diet and eliminating or significantly reducing the amount of animal products that they used in their diet.
Well, my daughter is a vegetarian and has been all her life.
Okay.
And also, to compound her problem, she's had fibroids removed, substantial amount of fibroids. So it has been quite a serious problem. My understanding is that these fibroids are growing again, and it has been quite a long period of very severe problems, and we're more or less at our wits' end because we don't quite know what to do. We try to eat healthily, and we do what we know to be, the correct things, with the, with sunshine, fresh air, drink water, plant-based diet. We do all of these things. But yet the problem seems to persist, and it seems as though it's getting worse.
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes you can do all of the right things, and there's still some issues that come up. Fibroids are a little bit of a different issue, and she may have some genetic predisposition to them. And again, following up with a gynecologist is probably your best bet in that situation if you've tried the other ones. And that's unfortunate.
Okay. Well, thank you for your call. Appreciate it. Hope that helps a little bit.
Okay, then. Thank you.
Sometimes sometimes questions are very hard to answer when you can't do the examination and see the blood work. But another thing I've noticed that people that carry extra weight, the conversion to active estrogen happens, and sometimes just losing weight and exercise is something that helps out tremendously as well.
Exercise is a big plus.
Okay, we have a question from England on acid reflux. You're on with Dr. Sandin. What's your question? I guess when that just went off. Okay, I guess they hung up on us there. Okay.
Disconnection.
Yeah, and then the next one I can't read it because it's too small. So there's so many questions that come in that people are interested in, and one of the things we want all people to know is that if ever they have questions, get answers, but also see your own physician.
Yes.
And get a complete physical and everything. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hey, go ahead. Listen, we're going to have to, who am I speaking with right now?
You're speaking with Ton from Walla Walla.
Okay, well, just stay on 1 second, Ton. We're about ready to go to break, and we're going to come back to you after we come to a short break, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Everyone, you're watching Heart of Health Live. Our phone number is 855-644-3278. And one of the callers tonight are going to get this book, Medicines That Kill. And we're going to be right back answering your questions with Dr. Sandin. We're having open phones. Everyone can call in. We're going to do the best we can to answer your questions or point you in the right directions. Stay with us. Grab something to drink. We're going to be right back after this short break.
The Heart of Health Live will return in just a moment.
like to think that one day, when we get to heaven, we're going to see a list of people like Jared and Susan, who were introduced to Jesus because of something we said. Or maybe it was as simple as a passing smile. But these people will look into their past and be able to say, I'm here because of you. Recently, you may have heard that Heartwise Ministries has begun spreading the gospel to the young, the old, the sick, and the healthy using this very television program. But we need your help. We want to take this type of medical programming to the non-believer and the person who has closed themselves off to traditional forms of outreach. If you believe as we do and want to support Heartwise so that together we can count more names on the Tree of Life, please consider donating today at heartwiseministries.org. That's heartwiseministries.org.
Medicines That Kill from cardiologist Dr. James Marcum is now available. In his newest book, Dr. Marcum explains why he believes that medications may very well be the #1 cause of death in America. Medicines That Kill uncovers the hidden risks associated with modern pharmaceuticals and outlines the biblical plan for physical and spiritual health. To find out how to get your copy, visit our website at heartwiseministries.org or call us toll-free at 855-644-3278.
You've got questions, we've got answers on the Heart of Health Live. Welcome back.
Welcome back. You're at Heart of Health Live, and right now we have Ton from Walla Walla. You're on with Dr. Sandin. Go ahead, Ton.
Hello, Doc.
Hello, Ton.
I was just calling in reference. I suffer from chronic migraine headaches, and I was wondering, is there a cure, like through a plant-based diet? Because right now my doctor's I just take B2, vitamin B2, and it doesn't seem to alleviate the problem. But I'm just wondering, can you give me any other suggestions as far as a way to alleviate the headaches that I have?
So Ton, I'm going to ask you a couple questions. You said something about a plant-based diet. Are you on a plant-based diet?
Not at this time, but I've really been considering it. I'm thinking maybe something interacting with my food may be part of why I have these headaches. Yeah,
we do know medical research has shown that there are certain foods that can bring on migraine headaches. Chocolate, dairy products sometimes, excessive sugar are some of the things. Caffeine can even bring on headaches, or using too much or going away from caffeine. I myself suffered from migraine headaches some years ago and switched to a plant-based diet myself, and I have not had a migraine headache for over 5 years. So I do feel strongly that there is something to our diet. Exercise is another issue that plays in migraine headaches, getting fresh air and exercise on a daily basis if you can. And then also getting enough sleep and rest is a big thing that plays into migraine headaches. Stress is another issue, and hydration. Lots and lots of water. I also tied some of my migraine headaches into over-exercising or doing things without drinking enough water. And most adult humans need at least 8 cups of water a day, and if they're doing any exercising, adding on more to that, up to 10 to 12 cups of water a day. So if you're still having migraine headaches, my first recommendation to you would be to try a plant-based diet and see if that works, adding in some exercise on a daily basis. And exercise is just getting out and walking at a nice brisk pace where you could talk to a friend or sing a song while you're doing it. You don't have to get too stressed with your exercise. But if you could do that for 30 minutes a day, that would be great. And I have a feeling that your migraine headaches would significantly decrease.
Well, thank you very much.
Good luck,
That sounds
Ton.
like something that I'm going to try to participate with.
I think you should, and don't give up.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm
Good.
not.
Okay. Dr.
And thank you.
Thank you, Ton. Dr. Sandin, you can change your chemistry a lot of ways besides medicines.
Oh, yes, most definitely.
And a lot of people don't realize that the things you suggested change your chemistry even more effectively than medications, and yet we're trained to want a medication.
That we are unfortunately trained to use a lot of medicines, but I've found that food is a wonderful medicine.
But I bet you if Ton does this, I guarantee it, his migraines won't get worse if he does everything you suggested.
I don't think they'll get worse. I think they'll get better.
Okay. Betty, you're on with Dr. Sandin. Go ahead.
Hello.
Betty?
Hi,
Hello, Betty. How are you?
Fine. I appreciate your program so much.
Okay. Go ahead. What's your question, Betty?
Can Candida cause you to have rash on your body?
Yes. So Candida is like a yeast infection, and you can get that anywhere on your body.
Okay, I have it.
Many times it comes in a warm area or a moist area, such as like under your arms, under the breast area, in the groin area, are warmer, moister areas. And one of the treatments for that is keeping that area dry and clean. And then there are also some medications that can be put on, creams that can be put on. Sometimes stress, changes in medications, adding an antibiotic can also bring on Candida infection. Did we answer your question?
Yes, I don't take any medication or anything for it, but I did go to the health food store and got something to see if it can kill the Candida, but especially under the breast, under the bra and stuff, that it's just night and day. It's just so bad you can hardly stand it.
Yeah. Sometimes what I've told patients to do is after their shower, to use a hair blower in those areas to really get it dry. Sometimes you can use a dry washcloth or a soft cloth and put there and change it multiple times during the day to make sure that area stays dry, and that can help to heal the skin area and keep the itching down. At night, ice is always a good thing too. That area to keep it cold, it can help with the itching.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, and Lord bless you.
Okay, thank you for calling. Okay, that was a good question, Betty, because a lot of people have rashes and they don't know what to do. But inevitably, if they don't know, you have someone look at it that has experience on this. Okay.
Yes.
Joe, you're on Heart of Health Live. Go ahead with your question or concern. Joe?
Yes, wonderful. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead, Joe.
Wonderful. Yes, doctor. I'll go along with everything you've said. I've been a vegan vegetarian for about 40 years. Exercise 3 times a week. Try to eat right, and still have had acid reflux for a couple of years now. And I'm just wondering, what is there out there naturally that can... I got the burning type, plus I've also got pain in the upper body and up in the throat, and sometimes, I'll get out of breath walking up a pair of stairs, but I can go to a gym and work out for 40 minutes, doing aerobic type stuff and be able to do all right. And then one day just walk up steps and feel like I'm going to gag, or sometimes I'm going to, I just can't figure out what to do, and I get the burning type, and that's pretty painful, and I just I want to take something natural.
Okay.
Or do something, or change. I eat an avocado every day. Pick up nuts every.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off here. We're having a little bit of difficulty with hearing you, but from what I get, you're having a lot of acid reflux. Is it coming on all the time, or is it intermittently, mostly at night, mostly during the morning?
More almost every day, either the acid kind or the pain in the upper chest and stuff like that.
Okay. Has anyone looked, done a scope to look to make sure that you don't have a mechanical issue?
I had the endoscopy and the other one.
Okay. Okay, and they did not find anything wrong there?
No, they said I had acid reflux.
Okay, that's it. Are you eating regular meals, three meals a day?
Regular meals by meaning the same time each day? No.
Okay. But you're not snacking?
No, I don't think I'm snacking, but like I say, I'm very irregular, unfortunately, with my meals.
Okay, that's probably the first thing you need to do is become very regular with your meals. No more than 3 meals a day, and try to space them out to 4 to 5 hours between your meals. I'd also suggest that you don't drink anything with your meals, so you drink your fluid, like your water, up to half an hour before you start your meal.
Right, I know that too.
And don't drink for an hour or two after.
Is it okay to drink the smoothie with the meal?
That would probably be okay. It's more of a thicker solution, and it has a nutrition in it. You just don't... Water and some of the other liquids make the acid less potent. It dilutes it.
Yes.
And so it's harder for your body to digest. It takes longer for it to digest. The other things you may try for a little bit, sometimes pureed foods where your stomach doesn't have to digest it as much, so it will move through your stomach faster, may help you out. Now, you don't want to do that, long-term basis, but for a short period of time, a month or so, may be of good benefit. The other thing that you may want to make sure that you're doing is chewing your food very well when you do have it, because your digestion actually starts in your mouth.
Yes, I know. Need to slow time up somehow.
In our society, we like to eat really fast and keep going, but for someone who has significant reflux disease, you may really want to try to chew your food a lot better.
Is there any natural anything that will relieve?
We're going to have to.
We're going to have to go to break.
We're going to have to break right now, Sandin. But we're going to be back answering your questions. Give us a call, 855-644-3278. You're watching Heart of Health Live. Stay with us. We're going to be right back.
The Heart of Health Live will return in just a moment.
I'm Dr. James Marcum with your medical moment. I don't know about you, but I get thirsty if I talk a lot. Well, one of the greatest needs of our body is water. Did you realize that up to 70% of our body is water? All the chemical reactions from the brain to the heart beating to the muscles moving all depend on water. It's one of the most important substances we put in our body. If we get dehydrated, many bad things happen. We can have inflammation, we can have the blood thickened, we can have blood pressure changes, we can even have our heart race. You don't want to be walking around in the desert. Hydrate yourself. How much do you need? Divide your weight in two, that's about how many ounces. Or drink enough water till your urine comes out clean. Remember, water is one of the most important ingredients we put in ourselves every day.
To learn more about your health and discover what Dr. Marcum is doing in your area, visit heartwiseministries.org.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Have you ever heard things about God that didn't make sense? Have you ever thought that science and Scripture cannot be reconciled? Have you heard ideas about God that scare you? Or are you just tired and confused? If you want answers to complex problems, if you want a testable, evidence-based understanding of God and the world around you, an understanding in which the Bible and science harmonize to reveal the reality that God is love all the time, then Come and Reason Ministries is for you. Hi, I'm Dr. Tim Jennings, board-certified psychiatrist, and Come and Reason Ministries is dedicated to helping you learn to discern, to stimulate you to think, to help hone and refine your ability to know the right from the wrong, the healthy from the unhealthy, and teach you how to experience healing of your mind, body, and relationships here and now. If you would like an evidence-based approach to knowing God, then visit us online at comeandreason.com.
You've got questions, we've got answers on the Heart of Health Live. Welcome back.
Before break, we were talking to Joe, and he had some concerns about reflux. That's when acid moves from the stomach into the esophagus. And Dr. Sandin, he was asking some things about natural remedies.
Yes. So some of the natural things that you can do is not overeating, especially of high-protein diets. If you eat a lot of protein in a meal, it takes longer for your stomach to digest that, and you have more of a tendency to have some reflux. Same thing can go for fats. High-fat diets and high-fat meals can also cause a lot of reflux. Again, overeating, putting too much in your stomach can get reflux. Sometimes laying down after you eat is not a good thing. You can get more of the reflux and a burning sensation as the food will move back up into your esophagus area. And then there are certain foods as well. Peppermint and chocolate seem to relax the little sphincter or the purse string at the top of your stomach. And so you can get food that can go back up into your esophagus from that. So those are some of the natural things. Ginger as well can be very soothing to the stomach. So if you're having a lot of issues with reflux or nauseousness from eating, ginger can help sometimes.
Okay, good luck to you, Joe, okay? I know that's a tough problem that lots of people have reflux, okay? Our next caller is Ethelyn from Jamaica. Ethelyn, you're on Heart of Health Live. Go ahead with your question. Ethelyn, are you there? Ethelyn? Okay.
I guess Jamaica isn't on.
I guess she's not on yet, but Ethelyn, if you hear us, she's asking a question about osteoporosis. So that's a great question, and if she comes on, we'll certainly talk to her. Ethelyn, you there? Going once?
Osteoporosis.
There you go. Go ahead. You're
Hi,
on.
Ethelyn.
Is there any cure for it?
You know, there is not per se a cure for osteoporosis, but there are ways that you can prevent bone loss. Very interesting, as you age up till about 35 years of age, you're building your bone up, and then you start to lose your bone. For females during menopause, you lose your bone much faster, and that's why we tend to hear more about women having osteoporosis. Things that you can do to prevent osteoporosis are doing some form of weight training or resistance exercising. That helps to strengthen your bone and keep the calcium in your bone. Excessive caffeine use actually takes calcium out of your bones. So getting rid of your caffeinated drinks and your coffee will help with keeping calcium in your bones. Let's see, sunshine gives you vitamin D naturally. As long as you don't get burned, you need that vitamin D to help keep calcium in your bones. High fat and high protein diets actually take calcium out of your bones as well. So high animal product diets, those are usually ones that are very high in protein, will actually take calcium out of your bones to neutralize the acid buildup that you get from the high protein in your diet. So you want to keep your diet more on the lower side for protein levels. So those are some of the things that you can do to prevent osteoporosis.
Anything else, Ethelyn?
Yes, I heard you.
Okay.
Oh, good. Did we answer your questions?
I'm listening on the Tribune.
Okay. Well, thank you for calling in. Thank you for calling in, okay?
And thank you for answering.
Okay, great. You know, that's a great question because lots of people have osteoporosis, and the elderly are more likely to fracture their bones, and we see hip fractures all the time. So let's go over those again. You said exercise.
Exercise is a big thing
That's
for
probably the biggest one, don't you
osteoporosis,
think?
yes. Caffeinated drinks actually take calcium out of your bones.
Right.
So we want to stay away from the caffeinated drinks. Soda pops, bicarbonated drinks, which I didn't mention earlier, are a big thing to leach calcium out of your bones, and then you excrete it through your kidneys. So those are things that you want to eliminate from your diet if you have osteoporosis, or if you're going, basically at any age, you want to limit the amount of caffeinated or bicarbonated drinks. High protein diets also take calcium out of your bones because it's a very readily available, positively charged mineral that can neutralize an acid in your bloodstream. And high protein diets make your blood a little bit acidic.
Yeah,
okay?
I thought that was very interesting.
So it's very interesting.
Because, you know, unfortunately, through the years, we've had more and more protein in our diet.
We have.
You know, and as we get protein in our bodies, we get, you know, these acidic environment, and to balance it, it leaches calcium to balance the, you know, and it can cause bone loss. So that thing for osteoporosis, milk is good. That's
actually,
not so true.
There's a study that just came out from Harvard Medical School, and they're finding that children who drank more milk had more fractures.
Yeah.
Milk has a high amount of protein in it, and so actually, even though it has calcium, and you get some calcium from that, you actually leach more calcium out of your bones because of the protein in the milk.
That's a good point. Okay, Calvin, you're on Heart of Health Live. What's your question or concern? You're on. Calvin?
Yes, good night, doctor.
Okay,
My
go ahead.
wife is good to have. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
My wife is good to have an angiogram done.
Okay.
I would like to know what are the complications during and after the procedure.
Okay, there were complications?
I would like to know what are the complications during the procedure.
Okay, great.
And also after the procedure.
Okay. Well, an angiogram, that's taking pictures of blood vessels, and we can take them of blood vessels of the heart. We can take them of blood vessels in the brain throughout the body. And usually a doctor does this to make a diagnosis. For instance, is chest pain coming from blockages of the arteries? What's the nature of different things going on in the blood vessels? Well, usually when I do this test, and I know you're calling from Trinidad, it might be done a little bit different there, but what we do is we numb up over the entry site, either in the groin or the wrist. We put a small tube into that, and then we move up a catheter that's usually plastic into the area, and we take pictures of all the blood vessels. The risk of that are anytime you put a foreign object in the body, there's a small risk of bleeding, there's a small risk of damage at the entry site, there might be a small risk of having damage to your kidneys because dye can hurt the kidneys, and if you're in the heart area, there's a very small risk of having a funny heartbeat, a stroke, or even damage to the heart. But most doctors will not do this test unless they think the benefits of the test, having that information, outweigh the risk. Now, Calvin, why is your loved one having this test for?
Well, she was getting some pain in her chest.
Okay.
And she did an ECG, and she also did a test, another heart test, and that was okay.
Okay.
I forgot the name of the other test that she did for the heart. Check the valves.
Okay.
And those tests were okay. So he said that he wants to do the angiogram to make sure that she doesn't have any heart disease.
Right, and he wants to make sure. He sounds like he wants.
But when I went when I checked on the internet, they said there were certain complications, like there's a chance of some blockage, and it may cause it can cause a clot that can go to the brain or to the arm or the leg, and you can get a heart attack or something like that, a stroke or something like that.
Yes, there's always a small risk, but you have to say that risk is very small, and your doctor should tell you, what's the benefit of having that test. So everything has some risk, but hopefully the benefits of knowing the answer, because if she has a serious blockage in her heart, that might be very important to know. So we'll be praying for you and Calvin and your wife, and hopefully you and your physician will be able to make a good decision based on the risk and benefits. And it's so good that you're asking questions because everyone needs to be informed. Okay, you're watching Heart of Health Live. We're going to go to a break, and after the break, we're going to talk to Barbara from Kentucky. One of the callers tonight is going to get this book, Medicines That Kill. Stay with us. We're with Dr. Sandin. We're answering questions from across the world. 855-644-3278. You can join in the conversation.
Health Live will return in just a moment.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Hello, I'm Dr. Tim Jennings with your Mental Health Minute. Science has now shown that exercise is not only beneficial to your body, but keeps your brain healthy as well, decreasing your risk of dementia. When we exercise, the muscles produce a powerful anti-inflammatory factor which reduces inflammation throughout the body. Exercise stimulates the brain to produce chemicals that elevate mood and contribute to the infamous runner's high. But more importantly, exercise triggers the brain to produce proteins which cause the brain to make new neurons. In a recent study of 120 older adults, aerobic exercise caused the portion of the brain critical to memory to grow by 2%. This growth effectively reversed brain volume loss which occurs with aging. The multiple beneficial effects of exercise not only promote better physical health, but keep your brain young, reducing the risk of dementia. To be smart requires a healthy brain, so be smart, train for your brain.
To learn more about mental health, visit comeandreason.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. James Marcum, speaker, director of Heartwise Ministries. And at Heartwise, our goal is to bring people into a relationship with the Heavenly Father using modern medicine and the healing principles found in the Bible. We teach people that there is a place for modern medicine and a healthy lifestyle, but it is in a relationship with their Creator where ultimate healing can occur. Over the past years, our ability to share this message of truth, love, and healing around the world has increased exponentially. But to continue this steady growth, we need your help. We are looking and praying for 100 individuals willing to give $1,000 a year. If the Spirit is moving you to become one of the Heartwise 100, won't you consider donating online today at heartwiseministries.org.
You've got questions, we've got answers on the Heart of Health Live. Welcome back.
Welcome back. You're on Heart of Health Live. And each week we answer people's questions from all over, giving them the best medical advice and showing them with the balance. We're the place for modern medicine, the place for lifestyle. But no matter what, we want to point everyone to that relationship with God in heaven who gets given the power to change their life. And there is a place for medicine. And usually medicines are great for emergency situations, not so good for chronic disease. But we're glad you're watching. We're hoping to do this again where we answer questions from every discipline from all over, and we got several questions we're going to get to. But we want to go to Barbara in Kentucky. Go ahead. You're on with Dr. Sandin, Barbara. Barbara?
Hi, Dr. Sandin.
Go ahead.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi. I had a procedure done with a bone donor and a C4 and C5 in my neck. They put a titanium plate in it and a donor bone. And I'm having problems with it. It's not connecting like it's supposed to.
Okay.
And I was wondering, what can I do to help it heal faster?
I have a couple questions for you. Do you smoke, Barbara?
Yes.
You do smoke. That's probably your biggest thing that you need to change right away. Unfortunately, smoking has many bad side effects, and one of them is a non-healing, especially with bones. So the biggest thing that you can do for yourself is to stop smoking. And I know that's very easily said, and it's probably one of the hardest things that you will do because of the addictive properties in the cigarettes. Things that can help you with the stopping smoking, we know that excessive caffeine use can increase your desire to use cigarettes. So if you're using a lot of caffeine, I'd tell you to stop that as well. Excessive sugar use can also increase your desire to have a cigarette. So limit the amount of sweet things that you're eating. Get out and exercise daily. That will help in any healing process. And again, just a gentle walk is a big thing that can help you with that healing process.
Okay. Barbara, we don't want to overwhelm you, but those are two things you can start with, okay? And also, we're going to pray for you, Barbara, that God will help you do these things in your life and that bone will heal perfectly, okay?
Amen.
Okay, thanks, Barbara. We had a question from Winnie. Thanks, Barbara. We had a question from Winnie from the Bahamas, and she wants to know some ways that they can reverse high blood pressure doing natural things and maybe not taking a medicine.
I'd be happy to answer that if you send some of your warm weather our way.
Yeah, that would help my high blood pressure.
Yes. Blood pressure can be elevated for many things. Stress can bring on blood pressure, or higher blood pressure. Pain can. Excessive salt in your diet can bring on higher blood pressure. Being overweight is a big issue with blood pressure. Just losing 5 pounds if you're overweight or obese can reduce your blood pressure significantly. Dehydration is something that can elevate your blood pressure, so making sure that you're getting plenty of water to drink. We found too that people who use an excessive amount of caffeine can have elevated blood pressure and rapid heart rate. So those are some of the things that can raise your blood pressure and things that you can do to lower them: losing weight, eating less salt in your diet, making sure that you're getting plenty of water, keeping your stress levels down. I think Dr. Marcum has found as well in his book, if you get it and read it, that having some time with a higher power and with God relaxes you, decreases your stress level, and will help with blood pressure control and your daily living.
You know, one of the things that I like to add to that too is that I found in my patients, you know, there's a lining called the endothelium. Okay, we know that certain things don't allow it to get bigger. One of the things that they did is they studied people that ate a lot of fatty foods. And fatty foods paralyzes the endothelium. But when people move to a plant-based diet, the endothelium gets larger. So actually eating a healthier diet with less fats and protein actually lowers your blood pressure too.
Yes.
So that's another thing we can add to all these things, and that's a pretty natural thing to do. So I guarantee you, if she does all these things, her blood pressure will not go higher. Will not go higher. So good luck, Barbara, to you, okay? We have a question from Ida, and I'm going to take this one since this is on a heart question. She has congestive heart failure and a history of blood clots. You know, sometimes when people have weak hearts, they get blood clots. She told she needs a nuclear stress test. Is it danger? What does it involve? Well, the nuclear stress test carries very little risk. We do these every day in our offices, and we mainly do it to see if there's blockages in the arteries, and sometimes we do it to see if the heart's weak. It's a very good test to see if there's anything more we need to do for the arteries, to see the strength of the heart, if we might need a medication. There's very little risk to this, especially the risk if you can walk on a treadmill, the risk is a lot lower than if they give a medicine. Sometimes if they give a medicine and you have lung disease, it makes you feel bad. So Ida, the test is very, very safe. It's not dangerous, and your doctor's going to be there to supervise it. So if that information is going to help you feel better, it's something that might be recommended. So let's go to Curtis. Curtis, you're calling with Dr. Sandin. Go ahead. Curtis?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I was in queue a minute ago. I got dropped. But I was calling about having to gain weight. I've had several operations. I'm down to 100 pounds, 5'9", 69 years old. I've recovered from cancer, from sarcoidosis, from brain tumor operation, and from lung operation.
So you've had...
Lord is blessed with all, but I just need to gain some weight.
Gain weight.
So you're wanting to know how to gain weight, and you've had a brain tumor operation, you've had other cancer besides a brain tumor, is that correct?
No, it's just lung cancer and sarcoidosis.
Okay, lung cancer and sarcoidosis.
And lung infection.
And a lung infection, okay. Unfortunately, cancer is something that tends to increase our metabolic rate in our bodies, and it's really hard to gain weight with cancer. So if your cancer is still active, you may have a hard time gaining weight, unfortunately. Sarcoidosis is another thing that can decrease the ability to gain weight. Some things that you can try nutritionally, I would recommend that you eat some more of your natural high-calorie foods, some avocado, some coconut. They are more of a fatty and they give more calories, but they're in a natural way. They also carry a lot of fiber with them, so you'll probably have less risk for heart disease by eating those. Nuts are another thing that you can add to your diet to try to help with that weight gain. And then, just making sure that you're eating at least 3-4 meals a day. In your case, you may need to add some more calories to your diet by having an extra meal in there to try to increase some of your weight.
That's one of the big problems I'm having. The wife is already trying to keep me up on that, but I'll get busy and be in and out, and I'll forget to eat. So if I don't feel hungry, when I'm at home, she makes sure that I eat.
Are you on quite a bit of medication as well?
Well, the tumor knocked out my pituitary gland, which knocked out the adrenal gland, so I'm on hormone therapy.
Yeah.
Prednisone, 7 milligram prednisone.
Unfortunately,
I was taking that as a mycin, but after the 3 months or 4 months, then it really messed me up. Yeah. I talked to the doctor, and he finally told me to stop it. I stopped that as a couple of days ago.
unfortunately, you may not be able to do anything about that. Make sure that we'll keep praying for you and make sure that you keep that relationship with the Lord, but there may not be much you can do besides to continue to try to eat.
Curtis, we will pray for you, and remember that there's a God that's going to heal you in His time. You're watching Heart of Health Live. Our phone number 855-643-3278. We're going to be right back after this short break with Dr. Sandin, so stay with us.
The Heart of Health Live will return in just a moment.
I'm Dr. James Marcum, and I talk to patients every day who want to know the truth in healthcare. On our website, heartwiseministries.org, you can have your questions answered. You can read my blog where I talk about interesting and controversial subjects in medicine. You might choose to go to the radio or television sections and learn more about all sorts of health topics. Take the time and go to heartwiseministries.org.
Medicines That Kill from cardiologist Dr. James Marcum is now available. In his newest book, Dr. Marcum explains why he believes that medications may very well be the #1 cause of death in America. Medicines That Kill uncovers the hidden risks associated with modern pharmaceuticals and outlines the biblical plan for physical and spiritual health. To find out how to get your copy, visit our website at heartwiseministries.org or call us toll-free at 855-644-3278.
I'd like to think that one day, when we get to heaven, we're going to see a list of people like Jared and Susan, who were introduced to Jesus because of something we said. Or maybe it was as simple as a passing smile. But these people will look into their past and be able to say, I'm here because of you. Recently, you may have heard that Heartwise Ministries has begun spreading the gospel to the young, the old, the sick, and the healthy using this very television program. But we need your help. We want to take this type of medical programming to the non-believer and the person who has closed themselves off to traditional forms of outreach. If you believe as we do and want to support Heartwise so that together we can count more names on the Tree of Life, please consider donating today at heartwiseministries.org. That's heartwiseministries.org.
You've got questions, we've got answers on the Heart of Health Live. Welcome back.
We're glad you're back, and unfortunately there's so many calls. We're not going to get to everybody, but if you go to our website, heartwiseministries.org, we will answer your questions there. I want to go back to Curtis. And Curtis, Dr. Sandin, had such a tough situation, and sometimes there's disease in our bodies that the doctors can't heal. We can't do anything natural. We have bad genetics or whatever, but there still is hope.
There is hope. There's always hope for a future, whether it's here on earth or for eternity. And we need to keep our eyes focused on the eternity part, do our best here on earth, but there's always hope with Jesus.
Yeah, and that's why I like to do these programs, because there's a place for modern medicine, there's a place for lifestyle, but as long as we're in that relationship, Curtis, and that's the best healing you could ever have, because if you stay in that relationship, you're going to be made perfect someday. No more brain tumor, no more sarcoidosis, and I'm sure eating off the Tree of Life, you're going to gain some weight. So that's encouragement.
It's very encouraging.
That's encouragement and hope, and that's what we want to add to the mix. We want to let people know that relationship with God is the key, in my opinion, to healing. Now we're on with Michelle from Michigan. You're on with Dr. Sandin, Michelle. Michelle?
Well, howdy, y'all.
Hi, Michelle.
Hey, I've got a lot going on, and I'm going to cut it down really fast. And y'all from the South, so maybe you'll understand me. Okay. One, I'm an insulin-dependent diabetic. I have moderate to severe neuropathy damage in my arms and hands, and feet, and legs. I also have a disease which is, I can't pronounce the name, but if you look it up, it's CIDP. And I've been on IVIG treatment for it. Basically, what it's doing is my immune system says there's something wrong with my body, and it's attacking it, and it's also eating up the sheathing around my nerves. I'm in so much pain. When the doctor asks me, from a scale from 1 to 10, what is your pain today? And it's usually an 8 and a 9, and that's with, very high doses of medication. He did put me on this drug, I think it's called methadone, but I'm very scared of it because it did take away a lot of the pain. I actually, if I don't take the drugs, I can't walk. I've got to crawl. And it's like, I don't know what to do. I'd rather, if there's a natural way of doing it, because I just now joined an Adventist church. I haven't become a member yet, but I'm working on it. And they teach you how to eat right and stuff like that. But this, they don't even know about how to treat me.
Michelle, we're running out of time. We're running out of time, so I'm going to let Dr. Sandin throw some things out of the next minute. Okay? Go ahead.
Cut me short. Unfortunately, the Lord doesn't promise us a bed of roses here on earth. So what you can, your insulin dependency, you're not, a natural diet is the best thing you can do, but you're always going to be on the insulin. And unfortunately, when we get these chronic immune diseases that come at our own bodies, it is very hard to treat. If the methadone is helping you, I continue to use it.
Yeah. And other things that I might throw out there, Michelle, laughter sometimes help endorphins. Try to be upbeat. Serving others has been shown to help chronic pain. Worship and prayer. And you might need to take medicine just to make it through the day, and sometimes medicines do help, okay? Unfortunately, we're all out of time on Heart of Health Live, so join us each week. We want to thank Dr. Sandin for joining us. You can go to our website, heartwiseministries.org, and this book, Medicines That Kill, one of the callers will be getting that, and we'll be notifying you by email who wins this book, so our producers are going to let you know that. We want to thank you for joining us, and we want to wish you the best of health and keep that relationship with God always as the ultimate prescription in your life.